What's up, guys? Going in for my follow-up 2-week post-operation surgery right now, so I'm going to take you through my day. What's up, guys? Pat here, back with another video. It's now the following day, so some of those clips that you just saw were from my 2-week post-op appointment. It's now the next day, and I just wanted to kind of do a quick little recap on what that appointment was like. So going into it, I was optimistic that maybe they would let me lose the crutches and get off these guys. Unfortunately, that was not the case. What I'm really starting to see is that there's no rushing with this surgery. It's really about taking your time, letting the joint recover and get rest before you really progress. Even though I feel like right now I could be walking, gonna follow the doctor's orders. So basically, went in for the appointment. It was with the physician's assistant, not the surgeon. So the 2-week post-op was with the PA. The 6-week post-op will be with the surgeon. There'll be an x-ray at the 6-week mark, and that'll really allow them to gauge the success of the operation. So basically, yesterday they removed my stitches. They did a few basic range of motion things just to see where my pain level was at. They gave me a game plan for the next week or so, which is hopefully 50% weight bearing on crutches still for the next week. So week 3 being 50% weight bearing, and then week 4 starting to transition to being able to walk. So unfortunately, no super exciting updates. They said everything looks good thus far. My pain level is very manageable, so nothing really too exciting to report. Hopefully next time we check in, I will be off the crutches. I've been going to physical therapy twice a week. That's going well. Still kind of a little bit frustrated with how basic a lot of the exercises have been, and my PT is kind of following the doctor's guidance and really just staying very conservative over the first couple of weeks to ensure that that joint gets the proper healing. But next time I check in, hopefully later in this video, we'll be off and running. What's up, guys? Pat here, currently in week 5, so just past the 1-month mark post-operation, and as you can see, I am out and about walking. Finally got the clearance from my PT to walk two times a day for 20 minutes. The criteria for getting off of the crutches per the surgeon's orders was no pain and no limp. So once those 2 boxes were checked, the physical therapist felt I was progressing well. My gait, which is essentially just the way that you're walking, the form that you walk with, looked relatively normal. At physical therapy, I've been riding an exercise bike, as well as progressing onto more advanced exercises. I'll do a separate video on what my at-home routine looks like now in week 5, and overall I've just been feeling so much better. So I think towards the end of those 3 to 4 weeks on crutches, mentally I was just kind of feeling drained and had a lot of brain fog just from not moving at all, and that just shows you kind of what the relationship between exercise and your brain chemistry really is that you need to move. It's essential, and the sooner that you get back to movement, the better you feel mentally. Obviously you don't want to push through any bad pain, but yeah, feeling really good mentally and physically. Not really feeling pain on a daily basis. I would say it's more of a stiffness than anything. So still not really testing my external rotation range of motion. However, hopefully we'll be able to do that in the next couple weeks, and start to progress. I think that I still am a little bit scared mentally. Like my body stops me from doing certain movements in day-to-day lifestyle, and it looks kind of awkward. But getting to a point where life is starting to feel on a day-to-day basis relatively normal, just minus kind of the physical aspect of things. So walking 2 times 20 minutes a day, as well as the at-home physical therapy. I've gone to the gym just to ride the exercise bike and do a few basic exercises there, but hoping to get back into strength training, hopefully my upper body, in the next couple of weeks once I'm given clearance on that. Yeah, overall hoping that the worst of this is behind us and we get better every day no matter the circumstances. So as you can see, it's a pretty shitty day out here in New Jersey, but we're still outside getting after it. It's like at that point in New Jersey now where all the spring flowers are starting to bloom, and it's beautiful to be outside even on a day like today. Definitely appreciate it after having movement and just overall exercise, being completely stripped from yourself. It makes you realize kind of how much it means to you, and how important it is, and from a mental perspective and physical perspective, and just how you're feeling on a daily, day in, day out basis. I go back to my surgeon in about 2 weeks, and that'll be my 6-week post-op, which will include an x-ray and then hopefully give us some insight into how the joint itself is doing, with the modifications of obviously shaving the top of the femur and the labral clamps. So in terms of progression at physical therapy, I would say there wasn't like a specific, it really wasn't much of a progression. I would say I went from like here where I was super limited just based on the weight bearing restrictions, to like the next week I was going into physical therapy, and like once we were off the crutches and we made that determination, then everything just started. Like we dropped most of the exercises that were super basic, and then from there it was really just starting to progress into more and more movement and activation of the hip muscles, and not the hip muscles, but the hip area, the joint itself, and getting just moving in more of a compound nature than just laying on like a PT table and doing super isolated exercises for muscle groups.